All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Site Review Tuesday. I am Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success. I want to say thanks for joining us today on the site review or the live stream, whichever we want to call it. Hey, those of you guys who know what's going on, go ahead and get us started by throwing out a number in chat between 1 and 85. So go ahead and get that number out there. And if you're not if you haven't been hanging out with us and you're not sure how this Site Review Tuesday works, the way this works is we review 3 websites. Each website gets 15 minutes per review. 2 of the websites are going to come from our backlog, and then 1 of the websites is going to come from you guys hanging out with us on the chat. So you can submit your site to be reviewed. If you haven't done that yet, the link is actually in the description below this video. So if you haven't submitted your site, go ahead and click on that and go ahead and get your site in there. And then as always, we're going to be giving points but not keeping a score. So keep that in mind. All right, you guys hanging out with me today. I am so thankful to have Katie hanging out with me, taking care of you guys in chat. So make sure that you show her some love. She does an awesome job at answering your guys' questions and helping me along the way. And then let's say hi to some of you guys really quick. And hey, make sure you say hi to us in the chat and let us know where you're joining us from. Let's see, we've got Craigslist already hanging out with us there. Roxanne Bay from up in Canada. Jennifer LaRoche from Massachusetts. Let's see, Roush Photography, and Katie is saying hi there in the chat. So thank you guys for jumping on here and hanging out with us. I am feeling much better than last week. So if you guys caught Zenfolio Live last week, I didn't even turn the camera on because I spent the entire day and most of last week in the bed. I have a bulged disc in my lower back. I injured it the previous weekend. I am feeling better. I'm able to get up and walk around. So thankful for that and feeling so much better. Thank you guys. I see you talking in there in the chat. Thank you so much. Let's see. I lost my train of thought. So a few announcements really quick. Well, not really a few announcements, but let's talk about what's coming up on Zenfolio Live this week. So this week on Zenfolio Live, we're going to be doing a photo booker demo. So a photo booker booking demo. That's hard to say. Photo booker booking demo. So that's what's going to happen on Zenfolio Live this week. We're going to show you what the client experience is like. So we're going to go in, actually go through the process of booking a photographer. I'm going to show you all of the communication that happens between photo booker and show you the emails and all of that and show you how that whole process works. So that's coming up this week on Zenfolio Live. If you guys remember, a couple of weeks ago, Richard did a demo on how to set up an account. So not Thursday this week, we're going to be doing a demo from the client side, showing you what the client experience is like. And then as always, you guys, continuing on with our challenge while we're all in this quarantine COVID-19 mess together, make sure that we're posting positive content on our social media daily. Let's make sure that we put stuff out there to make people happy, to make people smile, to encourage other people, and to just shine some light of positivity into other people's life. All right, a few more of you guys jumped on here. We got Roush Photography, Lynn, Brenda Cohen from Texas, Gustavo says hola, and Terry Williams, and Up Close says Nathan from NW Photo Video Up Close here. Thank you guys for jumping on here and hanging out. Really appreciate you guys. Okay. Make sure you guys get your sites in there. And let's see, the first number that I saw, looks like Roxanne threw it in the chat, was number 81. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the review. I'm going to go grab that number 81 site and we're going to get started with that review. All right, number 81. Okay, let me get this. Looks like that's going to be Juniper Berry Photography. So let me get that pulled over here for you guys really quick. All right, getting this pulled over here. All right, and we're going to be throwing our time up on the clock here in just a second and getting started with the review. All right, so here we go, 15 minutes up on the review clock, and here we go. Okay, let me pull this down so you guys can see the top up here. So this is juniperberryphotography.com. I'll go ahead and throw that link out in the chat. It's going to come out at a weird time because of the delay. So you guys are seeing that link and wondering what's going on. There it is right there. Okay, So again, just pull it back down. Up here at the top, portrait photography in Alberta, Canada. So right there, you guys, I talk about this a lot on the site reviews. This website title, you could put information in it, and this is a perfect example of what to have in there. It said portrait photography in Alberta, Canada. And then you do have your little favicon up here, which is cool. So nice job having that set up in here. But let's go ahead and bring this back up and keep going here. So first of all, just seeing these images so far, I've seen some beautiful, beautiful images. So I'm going to say great job picking out images for your homepage. I haven't counted how many there are, but they're just absolutely stunning. This is what homepage images need to do. They need to catch your attention really quickly and get you to want to look in further. Now, one of the things I'm seeing is that over here on the top left, it's sometimes this logo gets a little hard to read because of the transparency, but I think it's fine. I think this is really cool. I think your branding is cool. And again, right there, that branch kind of went completely black and you couldn't see it on that image. I kind of think that's a cool effect. I know it's just to the transparency and stuff, but I still think it's pretty cool. Okay, so your homepage I think is great. I like that you're using this sidebar layout. I think it works really well. You've gone through, it looks like you've really been conscious of the images that you've picked out for your homepage. I don't see anything that's blown up out of proportion or anything that's odd looking. Everything is really focused on fitting the screen and really what you do, what the type of photography you do. Also down here in the bottom left, you have some information in your welcome message here. So that's great. Some of it is getting cut off. You guys can't see it because it's behind the time, but that information is right over here, and it does look like you have a little bit of information about the type of photography and stuff you do. I would just go in here and be conscious of that because you can see right here it is getting cut off. Other than that, really cool homepage though. I really like what I'm seeing so far. All right, let's go to your gallery. So we're going to hover over gallery. And we have a couple of options here. We have portfolios, collages, and slideshows. So let's check out your portfolio first and take a look. Okay, and so I would definitely suggest maybe taking your portfolio and setting it up as a drop down from your site menu, because this kind of portfolio navigation, if you watched the site reviews before, I'll talk a lot about this. This kind of portfolio navigation can become very, can require a lot of clicking around for your visitors, right? And what we want to do is we want to make sure that visitors are getting directly to the information they want to see as fast as possible. And so just to show you what I mean, we went to gallery, portfolio, and now if we click on individual portraits, we're going to go into that particular gallery. And then if we want to go back to another portfolio, we can click here, or we can go up here and click here. So this is nice because we can click here, but it's still an extra click of having to click here and then click back to this next portfolio. So what I would suggest is I would set this portfolio up to be a drop down up here. Maybe have portfolio drop down showing your different portfolios, and then maybe have these other examples in their own drop down of example work or something like that, just to make the navigation of your portfolios a little quicker. All right. But let's go back and let's take a look at that individual portraits portfolio really quick. All right. So let's see, how many images do we have up here? Okay. So you guys can see there are quite a few images. I didn't count them. There are quite a few, but it doesn't feel like it's overwhelming and too much because, one, the size of the images, they're not really big, which I don't think is a problem because you can always click on them to view them larger, like this. But you guys can see it shows a lot of diversity of the type of work, and there's a lot of images in here that we can see. Now, there are some images in here that are kind of, you know, duplicates. Maybe I would go back in here and kind of cull some of these down, swap some of these photos out. For instance, this one right here, these two side by side, there's not a huge difference between these two images. So I might pull this out and swap it out for something else. Now, the other thing that I'm noticing is that this says individual portraits. We don't have a gallery caption, so there's no information in here as far as for SEO. And then also, if we scroll down to the bottom, I did not see keywords, categories, any of that down here at the bottom. So there's not a lot of information in this gallery for search engines to really index and help rank it accordingly. So again, as per usual, what I usually say on these things, let's get categories and keywords showing. Let's get your caption showing. Let's get some information in there so that you start getting more traffic to this portfolio gallery. And also, I noticed that you have your footer menu on down here. I think that that's fine. It does look a little clunky. Maybe some of these elements I would consider turning off. Maybe using a different footer logo or a different footer layout might look a little bit better down here at the bottom. So maybe getting rid of this, having it to where if you want your menu items down here, maybe they're just straight across the side. And then I don't think it's a bad idea having your contact information down here. I would just kind of clear up some of this stuff here. Okay, all right, let's check out another portfolio really quick. So again, we have to go back to portfolio and then click on the next one over. And we're going to try to check out one more portfolio, and then we're going to move on to probably the rest of the site. Now, you do have a caption in this gallery right here, and I think that this is awesome that you have this. So a couple of things, you guys. Captions are really great to talk about why you love this type of photography. But I would also consider dropping in some of your favorite locations to do these types of shoots, specifically locations that people might search for. So if you have a particular park that you have some photographs where you did in here, maybe mentioning that in the caption up here, because that's going to help the discoverability of this portfolio. And then always, always, always include a call to action in here. You know, you have your contact up here, but right in here as you're reading, you could put something like, click here to find out about my sessions, or click here to see about pricing, or click here to contact me to discuss your shoot. Something like that, giving people a call to action so that when they're reading this and they're going through, they can really easily just click that and go and do whatever it is you want them to do. But great job having a gallery caption on here. I'm going to say bonus points for that. And then just going down here and looking at your images, again, just absolutely beautiful images. We are missing the categories and keywords down here. So if you have keyworded these photos, we're not getting any of the benefit from them because it's not showing down here. So you need to get that showing if you have keywords and stuff in here. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful photos though. Absolutely beautiful photos. All right, let's do one more portfolio, and then we'll go on to the rest of the site. So again, as a visitor, not knowing how to navigate, I've either got to go back up here, go to portfolio, or go back here. So you guys can hopefully see how many clicks this is taking me to navigate through these different portfolios. All right, let's check out commercial really quick. All right. And again, some really, really cool photos. Definitely some really, really cool photos. But I'm not seeing any kind of caption or any kind of gallery keywords or categories. You know, another thing too that's nice is, you know, you can put in here why you do commercial work. Is this just a project that you're working on? You know, have you worked with any big name clients? Maybe on your commercial portfolio, you might want to drop that in there. Like, I've photographed, you know, done product photography for blah, blah, blah watch company, or, you know, something like that, so that you kind of have that information in here validating you as a photographer on top of your amazing work. So just something to think about to add into that gallery caption up here. All right. Okay. So next is your contact page. Let's take a look at your contact page and see what this is. And this is just the standard Zenfolio built-in contact page, perfectly fine to use, super simple, already set up for you. Nice and easy, not a lot of bells and whistles, but you don't really need it. It's just a way for somebody to get in touch with you. So great job having that set up. And you do have your contact information on the bottom down here of your site as well. So really cool using that. All right, let's check out your about page. All right, a nice about photo here. So at least you have an about photo. So many of these accounts I look at, that's like a picture of a landscape or something that's not their photo. And so great having that about photo here. And then you have some information over here with a contact me to book your consultation. Let's check this out really quick and see where this is going. And that's just going back to the contact page. So very cool. I mean, I think this is perfectly adequate. Again, I'm always going to say this. I would love to see an about video. Let's see some behind the scenes. Let's hear you talking about why you're passionate about what you do and why you love what you do. But again, you have some really beautiful work. And I think your website is really cool. And one of the things I do want to point out too is that your branding has been really strong across all the pages that I've gone through so far. So using this same color and this right here, and I really love the color choices that you've made. They're subdued, but they're very, very strong. And I really like the color choices here. All right, let's move on to sweet words. And one of the things I want to show you guys that just happened was that actually opened up into a new tab. So we were here, we clicked on this, and that actually went open to a new tab. Now, not that there's anything completely wrong with that, but it does get on my nerves when I'm on a site and at the end of browsing through that site, I have a bunch of extra tabs opened up on my browser that I didn't really need there because I never lost your navigation. What do you guys think in chat about having pages open up in multiple tabs? Does that annoy you, or do you like it if it opens up in multiple tabs? Usually what I suggest for this is if clicking on this link was going to take me away from your Zenfolio account, or if it was going to take me to a place where I did not have your main navigation, that is when I would set this to open up in a new tab. But if it's just going to stay on your Zenfolio account, if I'm never going to lose this navigation, then I would probably not have this open up in a new tab and just have it open in the same tab. All right, let me just raise this back up and we'll go to this again. And just to show you why, look. All right, and if I'm doing this, it's opening up a whole bunch of tabs. Now, obviously, somebody's not going to sit there and do that, but there's a lot of tabs that gets opened up that way that we don't really need. Okay, so let's actually check this page out. All right, I love receiving sweet messages from clients. So this looks like a client testimonial page. Very cool setup. This is a custom page. I love that you have your client images in here. Very, very cool. All right, very cool. So one of the things I would probably suggest is maybe pulling these photos up in Photoshop. I know it takes a few extra seconds, but maybe having a template in Photoshop to where you have these images cut, cropped the same size, maybe throwing the name of the client over the image just in Photoshop and uploading it into Zenfolio really quick and showing it here. That way these photos can kind of center up really nicely. They're all the same size. Maybe they have the client's name along the corner over here or up here or something like that. But really cool custom page. And again, the reason I suggest that is that way you can keep all of this spacing kind of the same and it doesn't get a little odd spaced here and everything's kind of the same size. But really, really cool custom page. Bonus points to you for doing that. All right, you guys, we have got like a minute left. So for the next site, go ahead and throw a number in the chat. We're going to do 85 to 120. So 85 to 120. Somebody throw a number out in the chat for the next site that we're going to review. All right, but we're going to keep going on this one. Okay, your investment. So let's take a look at that. That one opened up in the same tab. And all right, this is another custom page. And let's see. That was an image. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. This is a custom page and really cool image here. And down here, if you hover over it, it says, get the investment magazine, click here. So this is an image that you've turned into a link. Bonus points for figuring out how to use that linking tool for an image. This is a really cool feature. Now, the image is a little large and the hover thing is at the bottom. So I was a little bit confused when I clicked it before I saw that. So maybe you might want to think about bringing this image and scaling it down just a little bit so that it's really evident when people hover over it, they can see this. Because if I'm up here like this, I can't even see that. But you've got some good information here. This is a really cool custom page. Click here to get the complete investment magazine or contact me. So collections start at $350. So you've gone and this is really cool. So it looks like you've gone and kind of created an e-magazine or an ebook or something where people can go and look at your sessions and your investments and the products that you sell. So really cool. I'm going to click on that really quick. and this looks like it's going to a MailChimp sign up page. So bonus points for that custom page. Really, really cool job. I think you've got a great site. Juniper Berry Photography, thank you so much for submitting it. Really, really cool website. All right, let me drag this out of here, get this closed, and let me check on you guys in chat really quick. Let's see. Maureen says, how do you get the captions at the top of the gallery? Hey, Maureen, that's going to be a option under options and page elements. I won't have time to show you today because we are solid going through site reviews, but there are videos on that, or maybe I can get Katie to throw a link in the chat for you. And it looks like actually she answered it. So wow, Katie's way ahead of me. And let's see, the first number, Craigslist, you always throw these crazy numbers out there. The first number I see that falls into the numbers that I asked for is Dee Dee Barber. Hey, Miss Dee Dee, for throwing in 110. So let's grab website 110. I'm going to take a sip of tea because my voice is starting to get a little itchy. And website 110 is 13photo.net. So let me get this pulled over here. All right. And if you guys have not submitted your site yet, the next site that we do is going to come from you guys in the live chat. So if you have not submitted your site yet, you need to go ahead and get that into the submission link. So that link is in the description below the video. And you know what? I can throw that out there for you guys really quick too. Let's see. Maybe I can if I can get to it. Let me get Katie to throw that out there. Katie, if I can get you to throw that submission link out there. Guys, get your sites in there so we can choose one from you guys today to get reviewed. But we're going to go ahead and get started on this one. I'm just getting it pulled over, getting it sized up. And we're going to throw 15 minutes up on the clock. The next site's going to be coming from you guys. So if you haven't submitted it yet, I know I keep saying it, but get it in there so that you can get it reviewed today, maybe. All right, here we go. 15 minutes up on the clock. And this is I pronounced it wrong. This is on 3 photos. So very cool play on the words here. Sorry, guys. I got a nose thing going on too. On 3 Photography. Love the name. Really, really cool. The web address is right up here. Now, one of the things I do want to point out up here again, I talk about this a lot, but we could have some more information up here like we saw previously where we had some kind of location information or something like that. All right, but let's go ahead and pull this down. I do like the colors on this side. I think they work really well together. However, so there's a couple of things going on. Here on the homepage, there are 2 menus actually showing here on the homepage. All right, this is the header menu right here. So that is the header menu. And then this is the homepage menu. Now, this is a little overwhelming, I find, because we're seeing your double logo up here. We're seeing kind of this logo here, and then we have these 2 different menus going on. So what I would suggest for you on this site is I would probably hide your header menu on here, but then I would make sure that you get some of these links that are showing here put onto your header menu so that when we progress through your site, that those links are available as we progress through your site. Okay, 2 menus. This is the header menu and this is the homepage menu here. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and just scroll down and take a look at these images. Some absolutely beautiful images. It looks like you also have your footer turned on as well. Down here, your display name is showing. It doesn't look like you've uploaded your logo down here. Not that there's anything wrong with that. What I would do is maybe go in and customize that font to kind of match this squiggly font that you have going on up here so that your branding is kind of the same. Or I would probably just go in there and remove that footer, turn that footer menu off so that it's not showing up. That's honestly probably what I would do. Some absolutely gorgeous images. So it's really apparent that you do senior photography. Seems to be primarily what you focus on. So some absolutely beautiful, beautiful photos. Let's go ahead and travel down your site menu here. So nice job having your portfolio set up as a drop down. This is what I was talking about. This is going to be a nice and easy portfolio navigation This would be if this drop-down menu was also available on the header menu up here, but watch what happens. So we're going to go here, we're going to click on Senior Portraits, and bringing this down, we opened up into a new tab. So now we have 2. So that's something I would reconsider. But now we do not have that portfolio drop-down menu anymore because it's not showing on the header menu. So if I'm a visitor and I'm looking at your Senior Portraits portfolio, I now have to go back to here and then go back here, and then guess what's going to happen when I do this? That is going to open up in a new tab. So I love that you set up that drop-down menu, but not including it on your header menu kind of took the benefit out of having that set up away from it because it's not available here. And we are getting multiple tabs every time we go back. So just to show you what this navigation would be like. And guys, I know I spend a lot of time talking about portfolio, but honestly, visitor navigation is so important. How long it takes people and how many clicks it takes people to get to where they want to go on your site is so important. So it's really important that you make sure to take some time thinking about this, how you want that navigation to be, and making sure that you're making it as easy as possible for people to get to where they want to go. So just to show you what this client experience or visitor experience is going to be like, if I go to Portfolio, and I go to Senior Portraits. Okay, I am now here. And let's just take a look at the portfolio. So there are some images up here. So what I love about this is that you've kind of set up a portfolio preview by using the top banner option in the gallery, but then you have visitor sign in turned on in here so that if I want to see the rest of your portfolio, or if I want to see these images as a grid, I have to do visitor sign in. So I think that's pretty clever. What do you guys think in chat about this? Let me know. I've never seen anybody set it up this way. I've seen people use the banners. I think that this is kind of cool. I just kind of feel like I'm missing information here. I kind of feel like I would like to see a little bit more information before I give you my name and my email address. But back to talking about the visitor navigation on this, okay? Now, if I want to go back and look at another portfolio, I have to figure out how to get back to your homepage, which I know how to do it. That's clicking on your logo, but does somebody else know how to do that? Does a visitor know how to do that? And so now I've clicked on your logo and I've gone back to the homepage. I go back to the drop down and then click on another site menu item, which then opens up to another tab. So now I end up with 3 tabs. So this is going to become really confusing and really complex really quick. Now it looks like you've done the same setup here. And maybe this is client gallery. So this is a little confusing here. As a visitor, I'm kind of left wondering, is this stuff that I'm supposed to be seeing? Should I be here? If I have you shoot my family, if I have you photograph my family, are my photos going to appear here like this where somebody can potentially see them? So I would probably not have actual client galleries in your portfolio. I would make it very clear that these are portfolio galleries to show the best of your work. Okay? Because down here you can see some of these are password protected. Now, some of these I can click on and get in, but we're not going to go into there because those are client galleries, I believe. Okay, and so again, I just want to really drive this point home on this navigation. Again, I have to go back here, go to the drop down, go to weddings, and yet again, I have another tab open up. Okay, so let's get that portfolio drop down in your header menu so that you can actually reap the benefit of that quick and easy navigation and we don't have to keep going back to the homepage. Okay, you have some beautiful, beautiful work. And I think you have really thought about setting up your site and kind of using the tools that are in here. Now, this is a little different looking here. This looks like, again, this looks like it might be client galleries. I would definitely consider this. In most circumstances, I recommend really maintaining a very distinct separation from your portfolio galleries where visitors who are just landing on your site, who are just hearing about you, where they know they can go to see your example work. versus client galleries where people are going to be going in and placing orders and things like that. I definitely recommend maintaining a distinct separation between those two. But what do you guys think in chat? Curious what you guys think. Okay. Let's see. So let's go ahead and check out some of these site menus up here. All right. Let's see what this does. And guys, let me show you this. This is opening up into a new tab as well. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs open. Now this is a PDF document. So in this case, I would definitely have this opening up to a new tab, but this is actually the first site menu item that I've came across which I would really recommend doing that. Now this is a PDF document. And let's just take a look in here at this really quick. So let's just take a look. So this looks really cool. It's like a 2020 lookbook, kind of some information in here. You know, and these are really cool. It's cool that you set this up to be like this where people could download it and take a look. But I just want to point out one thing, okay? A lot of these pages that have all of this text is so good for your SEO. All of this text is really good for your SEO, but this is a PDF and that PDF is not helping your SEO. So creating custom pages where you're actually putting this text in there, you can get close to doing a lot of these same designs and layouts on custom pages. I mean, you can't completely recreate this, but you can get pretty close. And it's going to be so much more beneficial for your SEO to have that text actually there and indexable by search engines so they can read and understand what your site's about. Because right now, there's not a lot of information on the images and all of that. Again, I'm not saying get rid of this PDF. I think it's really cool that you've done this. I would just say take some of this and get this set up so that it's actually in custom pages and helping draw traffic to your site. That would be my suggestion. All right. Okay. So again, we opened up in a new tab, which is helpful this time because we did lose your navigation. So we're going to jump back over here and let's check out your contact page really quick. And again, that's opening up in another tab as well. So we're going to start having a lot of tabs here. So again, I would really strongly suggest that you go back and you really take a look at this experience. Try your site out as if you were a visitor, or have somebody who's never been on your site go in and try it out and get their feedback. It's so important that we as photographers reality check our websites, right? Because when we're the ones setting them up, when we're the ones organizing them, we organize it and it makes sense to us because we know what we've done. But when visitors come on here, they don't have that knowledge, and it's going to be hard for them to navigate if we haven't tried to build it in a way that makes it easy for people to access the things that they want without having that knowledge that we have of building it. All right. Okay. So let's go back here. This is the built-in contact page. Perfectly fine to use the built-in contact page. Let's see. Book a senior session. Where is this going? Okay, so this looks like it's a embedded something. Acutely scheduling. So it looks like you're familiar with doing custom pages and embedding. Get that PDF in a custom page. Don't embed the PDF. Recreate it on a custom page so the text is actually in there. But this is really cool. So you've got a really cool custom page set up here with it embedding from this. Now, just to let you guys know, I'm going to drop a hint on you guys. There is a Zenfolio booking tool in the works coming very soon. Okay, so I'm dropping a hint on you guys. For all those of you guys who are hanging out with me today, there is a Zenfolio built-in booking tool that's coming very soon. It's going to be calendar based. And I don't want to say too much, but it's coming soon, very soon. But this is really cool. Let's see. Let's keep going. Order your prints. So again, opening up to another tab, right? So you guys can see if I spent a lot of time on this site and wasn't closing out my tabs, I would end up with a lot of tabs opened up. I think you have a beautiful site. I think you have beautiful images. I love the color choices that you've made. I think your layout is pretty good. There's a couple of tweaks that I said earlier about the menu. It's this navigation, I feel like, that's really hurting the site. The navigation is really complex and opening up a lot of tabs. So definitely something that you want to go back in and research and think about and set up a little bit differently, in my opinion. Order your prints. So this looks like it's a order session. So this is where it looks like you can go in and schedule an order session. So again, really cool. You're in there playing with custom pages. I love it. Again, that booking tool, I see you guys talking about it in chat, it's coming really, really soon. So pretty soon you won't even have to do this on a custom page anymore. It's going to be handled for you. So that's really cool. Let's see. Let's check out your professional. What is that? What did that say? So right here, if you guys can see this header menu has really long titles. The text is really big text, really spread out. And we're not utilizing any drop downs in the header, so we're starting to run out of room, which makes me wonder if there are header menu items that I'm missing. So I'm just kind of spreading this out to see. Nope, no header. Well, yeah, actually there is a header menu item that I'm missing. So watch this. Watch right here when I spread this window out, okay? See how that one popped up? So that's another thing to think about. That's why those drop downs are there, you guys. That's why those drop downs are there. So you can put a lot of information really easy accessible in your menu so that your visitor can navigate and get around. But let's check this out. Okay, very cool. So honestly, this is what I'm going to tell you I would suggest for your site. These menu items that are here look like ordering or scheduling, right? I would probably, if you're going to keep your same setup the way that it is on the homepage, I would probably get these into your homepage menu and get this stuff into your header menu. So that way, these kind of informational things that are not really for clients is down here. But honestly, the best suggestion, I would honestly tell you to put everything in your site header, utilize drop downs, and let's get rid of all of those links opening up into other tabs. Okay? Very, very beautiful images. So far, I love what I've seen. I think you have some gorgeous images. That navigation, though, is really confusing. Even for me, it's opening up a lot of different stuff, and so it's going to be really hard for visitors to kind of navigate and get to the places that you want them to be. Beautiful images. That navigation really needs to be reworked, but thank you so much for submitting that site. Okay, you guys, that was it for the backlog sites. Hopefully everybody has their sites in the site review submission form below the video. If not, you've got like a minute to get it done because I'm going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to see what site we're going to be reviewing from you guys hanging out with us on the chat. So a quick break and I'll be right back.
Hello, Zen friends. Katie here from Zenfolio's customer support team. Thank you for joining us for Site Review Tuesday. If you are here for our live broadcast, you may already see me right over here in YouTube chat, ready to help with any questions you may have. For those of you watching the recorded version of our broadcast, you can submit any questions that you might have in the link below in the video description. You can also submit your own site for our review in the links below. Also, if you love us as much as we love you, please be sure to click the like button on this video and subscribe to our channel for lots of great info on managing your Zenfolio account and customizing your site. We're so grateful to have these pre-submitted user sites. Now let's take one of your live submissions. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for watching.
All right. Thank you, Katie. That was weird. Thank you, Katie. I tried to flip the video so you were pointing in the right direction, but you guys tell me if she's too quiet, so I need to make sure that I crank her volume up. Okay, so we've got all the sites in. Let's go see which site was randomly selected for today's live review. Let's close this one down here. And I didn't even grab a sip of tea, so let me grab some tea. Okay, looks like we'll have about 5 minutes after this, and it looks like the site that was randomly selected is WarrenWilsonPhotos.com. So let me get this pulled over really quick. Let me get this pulled over here. There we go. And let me get this sized up. Man, I am already seeing some really beautiful, beautiful photos. Wow. Okay, Warren Wilson photos. We're going to throw 15 minutes up on the clock. After that, we'll have about 5 minutes. So I'll try to answer some questions, but I can't promise anything. All right, so let's go ahead and get that time up on the clock. All right, man. So first of all, out the gate, coming out with some beautiful, beautiful photos. I mean, these are just absolutely gorgeous and really cool. I mean, look at this. This is awesome. Just some gorgeous, gorgeous photos. Absolutely beautiful. Let's pull this down really quick so you guys can take a look up here. Let's see. So we do have the default Zenfolio logo right here. So you might want to go in here and change that. This little W right here would be really cool up here, but you might want to change that gray. Otherwise, it could possibly blend in. So you might want to do like a black outline or something like that, but that'd be really cool. Let's see if I can get this to pop up here. Does anybody know what the trick is to make Google Chrome show you that? There we go. I just have to hold it. All right. This is the kind of stuff you want to have in here. All right. Warren Wilson photos, contemporary fine art, photography, Maryland. Perfect. Perfect. That's the kind of information you want in there. That is the stuff that shows up on search results. You could definitely put some more stuff in there if you wanted, but this is a really good start. So great job on that. Kudos to you for that. All right, really cool logo. I love, 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 love the logo. I love the color. I just love this homepage. Let's scroll down really quick. Let's see how many images we got here. Just really cool photos. Just absolutely amazing photos. But let's keep scrolling here. Okay, quite a few photos. I'm not overwhelmed. I don't feel like there's too many photos that I need to keep scrolling and spend a lot of time here on the homepage. There's just enough photos, and it looks like you were really thinking about these photos when you were picking them. I think you've done a great job. There's just enough in here to really say, okay, this guy's got some really cool stuff going on. I want to keep looking through the site and looking at what he has to offer. Okay, so let's go check out your fine art. And let's start out with your landscape. And again, you've got the drop down going on here. Nice having that set up. Let's go check this out. All right, let me get this in there. Why is that all weird? There we go. Okay, so starting here on your landscapes. All right. Okay, so again, would love to have a caption in here. Okay, that caption is going to help traffic coming to this. All right. Talk about the different places that you like to shoot, when you became a photographer, different things like that. Mention specific locations, fine art photography, landscape, forestscapes, whatever, different things in here. Don't just fill that caption up with a bunch of keywords. It has to make sense to a reader because people are actually going to see it. So when people go to this, they're actually going to see it, but you can strategically drop in some keywords in that text to help your site perform better in search results. All right, really cool photos though, just absolutely beautiful. The titles are right in here. Okay, so the titles are there. We can see the titles. I would almost suggest maybe having those titles be under the image. I don't know about above, but under the image, it's going to put a little space in there. But again, those titles help with SEO as well. And then the other thing I might consider taking off is taking off these sequence numbers right here. Okay. Sequence numbers can cause a lot of confusion. If you're using these sequence numbers to communicate with a client about a specific image in a gallery, that sequence number is not actually tied to that image. It's tied to that image's position in the gallery. So if you and the client are on the phone and you're talking about image number 3, and then a couple of days later, you rearrange that gallery or you upload some new photos and you put your new ones on top, all of a sudden the image that was number 3 is now no longer going to be number 3. So I almost always recommend turning these off and not using these. Okay, and that's going to be under customized view, page options, thumbnails, and then sequence number, I think is where it's at, or overlays. One of those two. It's going to be in there somewhere. You can turn it off. All right. Going down to the bottom, again, down here, not seeing any kind of keywords or categories. So if you're keywording these photos, you're not getting the benefit out of it. Definitely let's make sure that we set those keywords and captions to show. And those of you guys who are curious about how to do that or curious how to keyword your photos, I recommend doing it in Lightroom before you upload. Just make sure that you check the box in your export that says include the metadata. But you can also keyword in Zenfolio as well. And if you go down to our, or if you go on our YouTube channel and just do a quick search for optimizing your galleries for search, that will take you through that whole process of making sure all that information shows up and is helping you. All right, so it's a good video to check out if you haven't checked it out. Beautiful photos. Again, let's get the categories and keywords here. You have the tweet and the like button. Sad to say there's no likes on here. So either I would either turn this off, turn both of these off, or let's call in a favor from your friends. Have them come in here and get this like button so that when people are here, they're not seeing 0. All right. Let's click on a photo really quick and see what happens when we click on a photo. All right. So this is taking us to the photo page. And what that tells me is that these images are not for sale. So there's not a price list applied to these. They're not for sale because I'm not seeing any kind of buying option over on the left-hand side. Okay, so that might be something you want to think about. Let's go ahead and keep navigating. Let's go back up to fine art. Let's go check out your animals and insects. Again, these are just absolutely phenomenal photos. Just beautiful. Look at this butterflies. And let's see, is this a group page or is this, okay. Yeah, look at that. Just absolutely fantastic. Just a beautiful, beautiful image. I'm going to have a lot of the same feedback, right? We're missing a lot of the same things, a lot of the same setup here. At least you're keeping it consistent. And again, I love the colors, the logo. I love the layout. I just want a little bit more information in here to get more traffic to these pages. But man, these photos are just absolutely phenomenal. Just beautiful photos. Just beautiful. Looks like on here you have hid the Facebook button, so nice job doing that. The tweet button's still here, so that's fine. I don't do many tweets. Is anybody still using Twitter? I never got into Twitter at all, and I think it's probably still blowing up, and I just don't ever get on there. All right, let's see. Fine art. Let's check out your transportation. One of the things I do want to show you really quick is when you hover over this, your drop-down menu right here, well, it's kind of cool and it works really good over here. The background is transparent. When we're using this one where it's kind of hovering over these texts, it does make it hard for this next little thing right here to be read. So what I would probably do, it looks like you're really well versed in Theme Designer. I would probably jump into Theme Designer, go in there and get that background turned back on, raise up the opacity a little bit on that so that there's some separation between these menu items right here. All right. Okay, so we're on transportation, and just, again, these are beautiful, beautiful images, just absolutely beautiful photos. I'm just blown away by every single gallery, just stunning photos. Same feedback, right? No captions, no keywords. So, and then the other thing too is if there's not a price list here, right, I can add it to favorites and I can select the photos. But if I'm not buying these photos, am I just selecting them and adding them to favorites? If you're not going to put a price list on this, I don't know what your flow is. Maybe you're having people favorite the images they want and then they're reaching out to you to buy the images. I don't know what flow you're using. But if that's not the case, then you might want to turn this select photos button off if there's not really a reason for this to be here. Just to keep with this kind of minimalistic look that you have going on here. But just gorgeous photos, absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's go check out your urban. All right. Again, same feedback. Things are consistent. Everything is staying the same, so I'm going to have the same feedback as we go through this. It looks like you are doing some individual customization to your gallery. So this one has the Facebook like button back on. So it looks like you are doing individual customization, which is great. You just have to be careful that when you customize individual galleries, if you go to change any of the default settings, then it's not going to go into effect for the galleries that have been individually customized. It's great that you're doing that and you know how to do that. It's a really helpful skill, but you want to make sure that you're not turning off the default settings for galleries that you might want to follow your default settings later on when you change those. Really cool though. Just absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see. Let's check out one more. Let's go to your, you know what? Let's go to your close up. All right. All right. So one image in here. Let's click on this. And again, really cool. Is it a broken dime? Is that a melted dime? Warren, is that a broken dime or a melted dime? I'm curious to what that is. Let me know. But again, same feedback I've had before. Let's check out your behind the lens really quick. Oh man, look at this. See, like, this is a perfect about photo. It fits with your style, flows completely, just absolutely awesome. Official photography, junior high, graduation. Lots of good information here. You've got some call to actions on here. You know, so I'm really missing, and I know you said the price list is your next project. So Warren, definitely if price list is your next project, there is a video I would recommend that you check out. It's a tutorial. It's setting up and getting started selling here on Zenfolio. It takes you through the whole process of setting up your images to sell step by step. It actually has timestamps in the video description so you can jump to specific things. It should be on our YouTube channel, but if Katie can throw that out, then in the chat, that would be awesome as well. Definitely something I recommend checking out. But just some beautiful, beautiful images. And I love this, love this. All right, let's check out your price list. My prices change from time to time. Be sure if I buy image mounted. Okay. Okay, so it looks like you're taking orders kind of this way. Again, this is perfectly fine. I would be curious as to know what all products are available, but I guess maybe part of your flow is getting that client communication going, right? And I know that that's a business model that a lot of people use, that it works really well for people. But you know, what are we sacrificing for convenience here? When people go to the galleries and they can order right away, are we preventing people from making those impulse buys where they're in there, they're ready to go, and they have the option to buy it versus having to contact you? I think contacting you is fine, but are you losing out on impulse buys or anything like that? That would be something that I would think about as well. But really cool site, really, really cool. So let's keep going on. All right, so art show. So this looks like it is a kind of a schedule of the art shows that you have coming up. Okay, really, really cool. One of the things that you can do, so since you're playing around with custom pages, Warren, one of the things that you can do is you can embed your Google Calendar into a custom page. Now, I don't have a video tutorial on how to do it, unfortunately, yet. But if you have a Google Calendar where you're keeping your art shows on that calendar, you can embed that Google Calendar into a custom page. And then the cool thing about that is that when visitors go to that custom page, there's an option to where they can click on an event and actually add it to their Google Calendar if they're logged in. So something that you might think about looking at. And then that way you don't have to constantly come back here and update this. You can just update it in your Google Calendar like you're probably already doing. But really, really cool setup. I'm glad that you're in here. It looks like you are really in here playing around with a lot of the features and really exploring Zenfolio to its fullest. So great job there. Really quick, one of the things I just wanted to point out, your logo is really tight up here. So I'm a little claustrophobic when it comes to logo spacing. You've done a good job cropping your logo. What you might want to do is go in here on the header, go to the logo tab, and add in some padding vertically and horizontally to give that logo some breathing room. Push it away from these edges a little bit so it doesn't feel so tight up against those edges. All right, but really cool logo. And again, your site is fantastic. All right, moving on, let's check out your guest book. All right, guest book is something I would probably turn off, you guys. Is anybody still using the guest book? I think since doing these site reviews, I've come across one or two guest books to where people were actually using them and writing positive things. The thing you have to be careful with the guest book is that if you do not have it set up to where you have to moderate the comments, then it turns into a place where people just go and spam you. You'll get all these weird ads and things like that. So personally, I like to turn the guest book off unless you have the moderation option on where nobody can actually post to it until you approve their comment. And then I think that's fine. Okay. Let's go to the blog really quick. And Craigslist in there to chat talking about spam as well. All right. And cool. So you got some nice blogs going on here. Looks like this one doesn't have a cover image. And then this one here, this is one of the things that I would definitely recommend if you're blogging. Make sure that you're checking this out when you choose these cover photos. Make sure that you don't have photos up with birds cropped off, because I'm sure that these are beautiful photos, but you want to go in here and check these out, and you might have to rearrange your photos, choose a different one, crop it a little differently, downsize it to get it to fit in here. But Warren, man, some beautiful, beautiful images. Absolutely great job. I really think you have some beautiful photos. I would just really focus on that, the SEO stuff. So the keywords and the captions and all of that information, and then getting your price list on there and making it really obvious that you're here to sell your photos. And this is where I need to go to buy those. But thank you so much for submitting that and hanging out with us today. I really, really appreciate it. All right, let me get this closed out. All right, let's see. We've got about 4 minutes left. Do I have a question that I can get answered in 4 minutes? Let's see here. I do. So it looks like Maureen asked a question, and let me see if I can get that question to pop up here. How do you get the captions at the top of the gallery? So Maureen, that's a great question. That is going to be under your layout options. So what you want to do is you want to go to a gallery. So let me just find a gallery in here really quick. Okay, we're going to grab a gallery. And then what we're going to do is right click on preview and open that in a new tab. Okay, and you guys, I do that because anytime I'm working in different areas of Zenfolio, I like having my website open up in multiple tabs to make it easy to bounce back and forth. So once you get in here, you're going to go to edit, page, and then you first need to check your layout, okay? Because there are different layouts that your gallery can use. And you can see this one's using a theme that's really bad. The text is hard to read. But if you go right up here, you're going to go to layout. And the first layout will show the gallery caption up top. And then there's a couple of other layouts here that have the gallery off to the left or right or to other places like that. So you're going to want to make sure that you're using this layout. And then you also want to make sure that under options, page elements, that your caption is set to show. And while I'm here, you want to make sure your categories and keywords are set to show. That way, when you upload stuff that has keywords and has been categorized, that information will show on your site. All right. And then once you have that stuff set up this way, go ahead and hit apply. After it's applied, if you want that to become your default for all of your galleries, click that save as default option. Apply that. That's going to make it the default settings for all of your galleries, and then you can publish it and it will change all of the galleries that are using the default settings. So that the captions up top, the keywords and categories, and all of that good stuff is set to show. All right. Great question though, Maureen. Thanks for hanging out with us today. All right, you guys, thank you so much to everybody who hung out with me today. Maureen, Roxanne, Craigslist, Warren, Wilson, let's see, who else do we have here? I don't want to miss anybody. Lynn, let's see, Dee Dee, and let's see, who else? Jennifer, Rausch Photography, Brenda, and anybody else that I missed. I did not miss your name on purpose. Up close, thank you for hanging out with us. Terry, Brenda, Gustavo, all of you guys, thank you for jumping on here and hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are finding these site reviews helpful. Take all of this information that I've talked about, think about it, go back and look at your site. Give your site a reality check. Are you showing captions? Are you showing keywords, right? These are things that are in there that just take a few clicks to turn on that can really be helpful for your SEO, right? These are things that are going to really help bring people to your site. So think about these things that you're seeing. Go back, look at your website. Make sure that as we have kind of this weird downtime that we're doing reality checks, that we're updating our site, that we're making sure that that client navigation and visitor navigation is really simple, because when this mess is over and we are all slammed, we're going to really be thankful that we spent the time updating our site and making sure that we had it set up and good to go. All right, so thank you guys again so much. Thank you for all the comments and the support and the well wishes. I'm definitely feeling much better. And hey, this week, today, tomorrow, sometime, make sure that you're doing something good for people, that you're encouraging people, that you're lifting people up, that you're lending a hand, that you're helping out in any way that you can possible, because we are all in this together and we need to just work together and make it easier and lift each other up. Don't forget, you guys, this Thursday, Zenfolio Live, we're going to do a photo booker demo. Hope to see you guys there. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys on Thursday.